You want to talk about new lows. Listen to the trick that the GOP just pulled. From reporter Ben Armbruster, quote, Senate Republicans on Thursday blocked a bill that sought to provide veterans with greater access to health care and education over an amendment aimed at increasing sanctions on Iran. Whoa. So remember, this is the political party that in 2004, I remember like it was yesterday, the John Kerry, George Bush election. How many times did they scream about the Democrats are unpatriotic? The Democrats don't support the troops? There were fucking bumper stickers that just said, support the troops. Now, their idea of supporting the troops is what? Sending them into harm's way. That's the opposite of support, in my opinion. That's the last thing I would want to happen if I was somebody who was in the army or the military or whatever. And I have a feeling those guys are the same way. They're human beings. They're not, they're averse to conflict or they're scared at some core level about it. The way to actually support them is to do what? Make sure that when they come home, they're taken care of. Well, here we have it. We have a bill that was to help them. Okay? It was for, again, healthcare and education for them. And the Republicans derailed it by attaching an amendment that would have totally fucked up the peace negotiations going on with Iran, the nuclear negotiations. The article continues, quote, Democrats failed to reach the 60 votes necessary to overcome the GOP obstruction, so the bill couldn't pass because of what they did. Republicans have been trying to get a vote on an Iran sanctions measure, which has stalled after experts and Obama administration officials convinced most members of the Democratic caucus that it would derail talks with Iran over its nuclear program and could lead to war. So this is an even more important aspect of this story. As we reported on yesterday, and as we mentioned because the article broke last week, there's a new report out from the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency. And what they say is Iran is complying with the peace deal. In other words, the people who are responsible for literally going into Iran and looking at their nuclear facilities and seeing if they're following the agreement, okay, they said, yes, they are following the agreement. So not only are we in the middle of the process of negotiating peace with Iran and them giving up the possibility of getting nuclear weapons, we succeeded. Look, I go after Obama all the time on a wide variety of things. I disagree with him on many things. He's been horrible on the NSA. He's been horrible with drone strikes. I mean, I can go on and on. But the Obama administration and John Kerry get credit for what happened with Iran. They did it right. They got peace. They got a deal. Okay? And here the Republicans are after we achieved exactly what we say we wanted to achieve. Not just Democrats, but Republicans too. I remember under the Bush administration, they said, yeah, I mean, if they give up the right to nuclear weapons, then yeah, everything is good. Everything's hunky-dory. Well, we got that. Mission accomplished. But they want to put more sanctions on them anyway. Why would you do that? And not only do they want to put more sanctions on them, they want to do it while they derail a bill that would just flat out help the veterans. I mean, there were veterans groups that came out. These are groups that normally are, the American Legion. This is a right-wing group. This is a conservative group. It's largely older people. It's veterans, right? They came out and basically said to the Republicans, what are you doing? First of all, we always vote for you guys. We're on your team. I thought you care about the troops. That's why we're along with you. You're derailing this bill that's going to give us, education and healthcare and improve our lives, and you're doing it to try to crack down on a country that we just got a peace deal with and that we reached peace with? That doesn't make any sense. So even Republican groups are flabbergasted by there's no rational explanation for this. There's no rational explanation. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is they don't want the Democrats to be able to fly the banner of saying we got peace with Iran. They don't want that. And they don't want the Democrats to be able to say we passed a bill that helps the veterans. So they're just torpedoing anything that can help the country at this point to try to save face. But ironically, it makes them look even stupider, makes them look even worse. God, I don't know what it is. It's either that or they're just so bought and paid for, and they're so corrupt and they're so owned by the military-industrial complex that they just want to give more money to Boeing and Raytheon and KBR and all these other defense contractors and corporations. And the way to do that is to push towards more war with Iran. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it makes absolutely, positively no sense.